Hello and welcome to episode 50 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. It's a bit of a weird one today. We've got a double Bournemouth episode, once in the league, once in the cup. So let's see how we go on. Welcome back. So as you can see, we're currently sat 7th in the table. We've been doing all right of late. We've probably been beating the teams that we should be beating, losing against the teams that are probably above us, which means we haven't really gained any ground. However, we are still in them kind of top 7 European spots. There is a little bit of a gap developing, so if we can keep a bit of momentum going, that would be good. The reason I picked Bournemouth is because they're flying high in the table, to be honest. They're much higher than where we would expect them to be, which means it should make for an entertaining episode to see if we can either beat them twice, they can beat us twice, or somewhere in the middle. So we'll take a quick look through the schedule. So since you were last with us, I think it was the Manchester City and Mould. We followed up with a 1-0 win at home to Leicester with an own goal, which was quite a tight affair, that one. We then beat Ipswich 2-0, which is it's not unexpected. Walter Medina with a goal and Kravtsov with one in injury time. We then got beat by Newcastle. They're just really good on this at the minute, Newcastle. I can't really keep up with them. Then we played Septembre Sevilla. We beat them 4-2 in the UEFA League. So Vancharov got 2, Westergaard got 1, and Codrianu. Vancharov, we're very much trying to kind of reiterate into this squad. His potential's really dropped off, as I hinted at in our previous episode, but he is doing a little bit better now. And we'll keep nursing him through. Either that or we'll have to let him go, but I still think he's a pretty good player in the middle of the park, and it's good keeping him around. Then we played Sheffield United. We got a 2-2 draw. I mean, again, I think we went up twice in that game. Codriano with the first. I know he equalised. We went 2-1 up when Medina scored a penalty, but Sheffield United equalised, and we just couldn't get that all-important winner. In the Carabao Cup quarter-final, which we're hoping to defend, we managed to beat Coventry 4-0. Medina with a hat-trick and Vinweza with one. We then beat our rivals Tottenham 3-0. Medina with a goal, Johnson and Vinweza again. Aston Villa we beat 2-1 at home. Kravtsov and Vinweza. It's a bit of a theme with Vinweza. Chelsea came to town and we went to their place and they absolutely hammered us 5-1, which was a bit disappointing. But we bounced back with a surprising 6-0 win at home to Everton. Codriano getting a hat trick, Medina getting 2, and Hansen Aaron. So all that's put us quite comfortable in the table. In terms of the squad, largely doing all right. I mean, as you can see, the average age of the squad is still pretty low, although we're now starting to get a couple more players in that kind of 25-26 range. We've got some really good players in Medina and Codriano, and they're really the players I want to concentrate on this episode. Is Walter Medina, who's got 13 goals in 21 games. I mean, we brought him in. He's got potential to be a 5-star player for us. He's currently at 4.5 stars. His stats are phenomenal. I mean, the physical ones, especially for what he needs, are fantastic. They call them the trifecta, don't they? The 3 you really want in terms of your advance forward. Dribbling and finishing is 18 and 19. First touch a little bit lower at 14, but he's got the technique of 16 to go with it. He tries first-time shots. His media description is he's an elite striker. He's only 21 years old, so holding on to him as the out-and-out centre-forward is absolutely crucial for us. And in some respects, I'd rather lose Codriano than lose Medina because I think he's the better long-term player. Looking at his history, we got him for 4.1 million. So even if he does go, we'll get a great big profit from him. That then takes us on to Codriano, who got his hat-trick from the right-hand side. So him and Vinweza kind of rotating through the right-hand midfield spot. But again, he's already at 4.5 star natural striker. He's still got the trifecta of 15, 17, 17. And his physical attributes are phenomenal as well. So again, between the two of them, I think we've got 2 really top-class strikers there. One of them, I'm hoping, will become world-class, and that might kick us on to the next level. And then the third of the attacking players I really want to concentrate on this episode is Brian Vinweza, who again, probably not as good overall in terms of the physicals, but he's still got them top 3 stats. He's got a technique of 17, so it's a bit of a theme for our front 3, and he's the oldest at 24, which means if we can hold on to them 3 players, and we've got years of experienced strikers ahead of us and people who can score goals, and again, came in for 14 million, but he's worth considerably more than that, 73 to 87. So squad-wise, we're doing all right, especially in the attacking positions. We still haven't managed to get rid of Caleb Anson yet, although I think there were some clubs sniffing around for a purchase. There are some clubs wanting to take him on loan, but I'd rather cash on him if we can. Romero starting to live up to some of his potential. He is now out and out our top rated goalkeeper. We just need him to get a little bit more in terms of potential. Christopher Bourne's faded off a little bit from where he was when we first got him. Now only 3-star potential, so we might actually have to look at investing in a long-term high potential keeper for the future. But outside of that, everyone's doing pretty good. There are some battles in midfield on who we should keep and who we should let go. I mean, Ollie Johnson, we've got to keep his 5-star potential. His stats are amazing. Peter Goodwin, likewise, 4.5-star potential. So the future's bright, and that leads us to kind of a little bit of a transfer potential. We've got a couple of players going out, but midfield-wise, I've made a bid on a free transfer for Desiree Doué. He's listed as a world-class midfielder, so if we can pick him up, we will. There's interest from AC Milan and Inter Milan, Chelsea, Man City, so it's unlikely we're going to get him, but we'll put our names in the hat anyway. And if he does come in, that leads into what is a tactical change. So we've gone to a flat 3 in midfield, so rather than having a defensive midfielder sitting back, I did for a couple of games play with an advanced midfielder, and a couple of games I did play with 2 up top, but we were just a little bit leaky, so we've gone for a flat 3, and that seems to be working, so we'll carry on with that for the short term. All that being said, then we'll get straight to the first game. I think it's the league game first, I want to say. Yeah, Premier League game first, away at Bournemouth. Then we've got an FA Cup third round tie at home, and hopefully we will win one, if not both of them games. So stick around and we'll be back shortly. And welcome back for the first of 2 games in the doubleheader against Bournemouth. Starting lineup, we've got Romero in goals, a back 4 of Mercier, Calderon, Aliou and Vestergren. Got a midfield 3 of Diouf, Topologlu and Goodwin, with Johnson, Vinwazer and Medina leading the line. There has been a little bit of transfer news. Alfie Devine's had a bid accepted. We're going to let him leave. Even though he is an English player, he's probably not in and around our first team and won't be for the foreseeable future. So when we've got a kind of an estimated value of 21 coming in, we've got to let him go, really, especially when we've just lost our transfer budget and they've reduced our wage budget due to expected losses. So a bit of a shame. We signed him when we were in the Championship. He helped us get to the Premier League. However, we have replaced him over the years through a couple of transfer windows, and it's time for him to move on, and we'll have to bring in other players. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you bring in players who are really big favourites for a couple of years, but the club kind of moves on. You get some better players, and you've got to reach a point where you just let them go. So I'm sure we'll be fine without him. But Bournemouth on the attack from the initial start of this match. Again, doing really well in the league this year. I don't know what players they've got in particular, but they're exceeding the expectation of where I thought they would be. Whether we can get one over on them, ideally in the league, because I'd like a good go at trying to get a Champions League place, but nearly gave away a goal there with some sloppy defending. But also, I mean, we haven't won the FA Cup yet, so staying in the FA Cup, that would also be quite good. But we can't afford to be greedy, because we're going to have to rotate the players as we play through the 2 games. Building from the back then, we have been quite out a couple of times with some high presses, but Mercier's back from injury. Johnson down the wing, but he's giving the ball away. Gives them a chance to counter. Gone all the way back to Romero. And we do play patient play. We try and build up, but sometimes we just get caught out trying to be a bit too clever. Johnson again caught out on the left hand side. I think he's one I'm going to look at for a substitution. Probably not this early in the game. We'll probably wait until we get to the second half, but it's not a good start. The goalkeeper's missed the cross and we find ourselves a goal down, so the keeper will take the blame ultimately for that goal. He should claim the cross. I mean, Diouf put in a poor tackle. Cross goes over the top. Keeper should really have got it when he came for it, but it all started with Johnson giving the ball away high up the pitch. And that's led to us slipping a goal down. So we have been on good form recently. We have had quite a lot of goals from Medina, Vinwazer and Codriano. We have got Codriano on the bench, so for the second half we might have to bring him on. I think we will go a little bit more positive, try and get one back before half time, we've not really shown much in the attacking sense so far. Johnson for Hansen Aaron was a substitution that just popped up there. Again, haven't had enough shots. I need to get some more in there. Hansen Aaron's on the left, so hopefully that'll stop a bit of sloppy play out there. But certainly we're going to need to find something. And we've had some quiet games. We're very hit and miss. We're either on fire and we score lots of goals, or we don't look like we'd score if you played for 200 minutes, never mind just 90, as Bournemouth take a 2-goal lead. And this is what I was saying, Bournemouth are being, I don't know, far above their expectations, and I might well have to have a look at what some of their players are like, see if we can maybe poach one or two of the better ones. But certainly it's going to dent us slightly in our chase for the Champions League spot, but we'll regroup and we'll go again, and certainly try and pick up some points against the teams below us in the table. Edging out towards the end of this game then, Vinway's not having the greatest games on the right hand side, but I think we'll put Codriano out there for the second game into the final 5 minutes then. Even with a positive mentality, we've only had 2 shots on target for the whole game, and we're going to drift out to a limp 2-0 defeat. So for the first of the doubleheader, we've picked up a loss. We really need to redeem ourselves as we go into the second game, but I don't think it was a really terrible game. We can only focus on ourselves. But yeah, let's have a look. So we're still in 7th, giving up a little bit of ground to Liverpool, still 4 points ahead, but we can't afford too many of them. Like I said, we can lose the odd game to the teams above us, but we're going to have to pick up some points somewhere if we want to make up the ground. And then it's about beating all the teams below us to try and creep up into them Champions League spots, which we're already 5 points behind, although we've got a game in hand, and we'll see where we go from here. So stay tuned, I'll get ready for the cup game, and hopefully we can bounce back with a much better performance. Hello and welcome back, and hopefully it's time for a little bit of revenge. We're at home this time, it's a cup game. We've got a largely similar teams. We've got Romero in goals, Kravtsov, Calderon, Olander and Vestergren at the back. We've got Diouf, Topologlu and Johnson in the middle, and we've got Johnson, Codriano coming in on the right, and Medina up front. There are a couple of tired players out there, but I think we've got enough about us to start with this team and then make some substitutions as the game evolves. I'm hoping Codriano coming into the team will inject a few more goals. That's not to say Vinweza can't get goals, but he's a little bit off the boil for the last couple of games, so a bit of a change. Codriano comes in. He scored a hat-trick last time he started on the right hand side, so hopefully he can bring that form into the next game. Already exceeded the shots we had in the first 10 minutes of the previous match, so I'm hoping we have a much positive performance for this one. As we're currently 20 minutes into the game, very tight affair, not many chances, no highlights yet. First one going to Bournemouth. Again, I'm hoping we can get the edge this time, although they go up top. First goal in a similar fashion. It's getting checked VAR, but I think it'll stand. Yeah, it looked onside to me. Don't particularly want to see it again because it's frustrating me. It's looking like Bournemouth might do as the double in this episode. I think we will go a bit more positive because we're playing at home. Johnson have another stinker on the left hand side, and I don't know if Bournemouth have kind of sussed him out and got his number, but I really need him to kind of pick him up a little bit. We will shout a little bit of encouragement. Good step in by Diouf to win the ball back. Now it's what we can do with it. Vestergren down the right, Codriano, Topologlu into Diouf, edge of the box, finds Johnson, a chance to redeem himself, but he's had his shot saved. Codriano will deliver a corner, in it goes, but they break up their end. Cambiasso breaking from our own corner. Hopefully we can shut that down. Medina back chasing. Thankfully it's been closed out, because that would have been a bit of a shock to concede from that position. Codriano giving the ball away on the right hand side as we limp into half time, a goal down again. And this is worrying times. We don't even look like scoring. We've gone from a 6-0 game against Everton to not getting anything at all. I think we are going to make a couple changes. We're going to get Johnson off Hansen Aaron. We're going to get Topologlu off for Vancharov. And I think Johnson for a good win, and see if some fresh legs can revitalise us for the second half. So here we go then. Changes are made. Bournemouth on the attack from a corner. Cleared, and hopefully from here on in we can start to make some inroads. Vestergren's gone off for Shahar. It's just a fatigue change. Not even getting any shots on target at the minute, so let's just do a bit of shoot on sight action. Just see if we can get something on target. We've got 25 minutes to go to try and get back into this. Calder on for Ali. We're just limping across here. We'll go attacking. We'll put a bit more encouragement out there. 13 minutes to go. We're going to need to win this ball at pie. Good win driving forward. Codriano down the right, but he's giving the ball away again. And this is a bit of a theme. We're not playing the ball around particularly. A good pick off by Diouf into Vancharov. Medina has a shot. He hits the post, and Codriano can't sort out the rebound. Came to him too quick, perhaps. But I think that might have been the chance. Shahar picks up the ball. Olander to Codriano down the right. He's giving it away again. I don't know what it is with wingers giving the ball away. And again, for the third time, Goodwin picking up this time, though. He drives down the left-hand side. Can he pick out a dark blue shirt? It gets picked off. He's blown for a penalty. I didn't see anything in there. Were they talking handball or something? Penalty's been given, so with 9 minutes to go, we've got a chance to get back in the game. Who's stepping up to take it? Medina. And Jerome Medina, he just doesn't miss. I just think we're getting a bit FM this episode. Diouf throws in a corner, another header on target, but we can't quite get it in. Those missed opportunities, I think, are going to dump us out of the cup. Medina from the spot, so unlike him to miss. 4 minutes of injury time, and this is a bit of pill to take. Done by Bournemouth twice. I mean, what can we say? When you're off form, you're off form, but I think we had enough in that to win it. We had the most shots, we had the highest XG, we had the better possession, we just couldn't take our chances, and it's one of them days. And maybe it's the inconsistency of youth, but we should really have gone on and won that game. I didn't bring on Brian Vinwazer because he was terrible in the game before, but that's us out the FA Cup, so we're going to have to concentrate on the league, the Roller Cola Cup, and the Europa Conference League, and see where we go from there. So hopefully you've enjoyed the episode despite the losses. I think the squad is shaping up nicely. We've got lots of good players in there. If we can get that addition on a free transfer in the centre of the park, I think that's going to make a big difference. Caleb Anson we've got a bid accepted for. Divine we've got a bid accepted for, so we might be able to freshen up some of the players. We are in the January transfer window, so I will keep my eye out for anyone else we can pick up in there, and then we'll probably bring you back another 10 games or so into, so we're 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, around about maybe the Man City game because it's televised. It'll be an interesting game, but until then, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your saves. Let me know how you're getting on with your saves, and if you can see something obvious we're doing wrong in terms of tactics or the players we're putting in the positions, let me know in the comment section, and we'll see if we can tweak it before the next episode. And until next time, take care. See you soon.